Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Austin here, back with another Brawl Stars video. Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be showing you guys and telling you guys what Brawlers 2 max out, in my opinion. Diamond 3 right now, pretty close to Mythic. I'm going to be pushing Mythic on stream later, so I'll have my Twitch linked in the description, along with some other links like my Discord and my TikTok. I would be greatly appreciative if you could follow my TikTok, follow my stream, and join the Discord. I'd like to see some of your gameplay clips. And while you're down there, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube. We post daily. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so first up on this list is going to be Gail, as you can see by who I'm using. So Gail is just a phenomenal pick in everything, especially quickfire. Being able to just completely spam and spam and spam is really, really useful, especially when going against a tank. But even now, Gail does a lot of damage. As you can see, I had two people half health. My team isn't really helping me out too much, but nice catch by my teammate there. But yeah, so Gail, I like the blustery blows star power. The other one might be better for quickfire, but you can use whichever one you feel that you want to use. But this team is just really solid that I'm playing right now. I believe Gail is really good for many different reasons. One being such a good tank counter, or Edgar counter too. So if you're ever having trouble with Edgar, I definitely think about using Gail. Having this twister gadget right here makes it so Edgar cannot jump on you, or anybody can't push you in hot zone. So for that, I believe the reason I use blustery blows, because once you get your super, they're bound to hit an obstacle, whether that's a wall or these barrels on the side, as you can see right here. So I believe that with that, you're able to just freeze them and make it so they can't do any damage to you by stunning them. And then you're able to take advantage of that by, honestly, just boom, just like that. They can't move, can't attack, and you can take advantage. It'd be so much better if it was in quickfire. So that is why Gail is #1 on this list. I know you guys told me that I should probably use the brawlers that I'm saying, but next up on this list is going to be Kit. As you can see, I'm in a bot lobby because you guys said that you wanted to see me use the brawlers when I'm actually talking about them, and it's honestly not useful if I'm in an actual game because Kit is power level 1. So I'll just talk about it. Kit can definitely take a 1v1 easily. As we all know, in solo showdown, it's super ridiculous for Kit. But not only that, you can kind of divide and conquer a team. If you're in a 1-on-1 situation or a 2-on-1, you in favor, you're able to take down these teams really easily because you're able to hold one person in place and your other teammate will just shoot them. Or even if you're in a 2v1, you can just, or a 1v2, you can just force them and force a gadget out of some sort. Like, this is crazy. That range and stuff, and then doing that much damage is really, really good. I know I have 11 power cubes, so it's not the same, but you're able to do a lot of damage in a quick amount of time. So with that, I believe Kit is really, really viable and can really take a whole brawler out of the equation. So with that, I think Kit has to be on this list, being able to isolate the other team, whether that's a 3v2 isolation or a 1v3, whatever it is. Being able to isolate a brawler so your team can get an advantage is really, really good. So for that, I believe Kit is on this list. Another one that's on this list is Chester. I think Chester is a really good pick in every single game mode because he does so much damage over time, and just doing consistent damage over time, and his supers are really, really solid depending on which one you get. The candy one's good, that gives you HP. The smoke one, that's kind of like EMZ I just used, that one's really nice as well. And not only that, with his star power, it kind of builds into his actual regular attacks, so that's really useful as well. I am lagging like no other. So I'm sorry for the lag. As you can see, I just healed with mine. I'm sorry for the lag. It has been very, very bad outside today. So that is the absolute reason why it is laggy. Like I shouldn't be lagging in a gem grab map private match. That's for sure. So there's no. Oh, I'm done. So as you can see, you're seeing all three supers there. There's the, I like to call it the rock candy or whatever that's called, the pop rocks. One being pop rocks, one being heal, and the other one being the damage dealer. So as you can see, 7 and 1 doesn't really give it justice because that's a bot lobby, but this is a star power I was talking about. Chester will always know his next super, so that is kind of nice. Being able to know the next super and kind of play to your advantage. That's always good. The first bell of Chester's attack sequence does 200% damage is also great. Just harder to hit because you only have one bell. But Chester has to be on this list. I said it in the last video and I'll say it again. I think Rico is always a great option, especially with the maps now. Having this multi-ball launcher, I know it got nerfed, but it's still very, very solid. And not only that, you have such good ways of getting Ricochet shots in these newer maps in ranked. So for that, I think that he's going to excel, obviously. Like, these Ricochet are just crazy. You just have to fully take advantage. And then the multi-ball launcher is always good, too, against people such as Draco right here. He tried pushing me. Or Edgar. And we could Ricochet off there. Even if somebody's pushing you, you can kind of keep them at bay. And especially with the hypercharge, it helps so much. I wish I had it, but I've seen tons of gameplay on it. And these, it's just insane what the hypercharge does. But regardless, these Ricochet shots are super good. I believe Rico can be used in anything such as Hot Zone, Knockout, Brawl Ball, anything you think that he would be decent at, he probably excels at it. So for that, I'm going to be putting Rico on this list. Alrighty guys, another one on this list is Piper. Piper just pretty much alone is the best sniper in the game. It's kind of obvious now. It used to be a toss-up in the air, but after everybody understands the hypercharge just makes her way, way better than every other sniper in the game. So if you don't have her maxed out, I definitely would. I don't even have her maxed out, but just everything about Piper is great. The hypercharge is great for bounty, knockout. Those two are the best ones for bounty. And then being able to like jump away from an Edgar. So if this Edgar was to jump on me, I would definitely be able to get away super, super easily. And I wouldn't even have to worry about it because all you have to do is pop your super, jump in the air, just like this. And they can't really do anything about it. They got me. I was just kind of trying to show you guys. But there's a lot of maneuvers, especially with the hone in gadget, being able to hone on to an enemy and the bullet goes directly towards them, and then the hypercharge being able to go and be aggressive as a sniper is just mind-blowing. And we lost this game because I kind of threw, but it gives me a little bit more time to talk about her. This is such a safe pick. Angelo's another great sniper, but at the same time, nothing compares to what Piper can do now. Being able to go in like an assassin is just nuts. I'll show you this hone-on missile as well. This Sprout's very, very solid. Being able to, as you can see, there's so much versatility with Piper and not so much Angelo. Angelo and Piper go hand in hand, but Piper with the hypercharge now is just nuts. I thought Angelo's would be a little bit better, but I was wrong. So let's move on to the next one. So guys, I just wanted to preface and say that you can use 4 different throwers for this. I would say Dynamite's a great option. This kind of setup is the best. Satchel Charge and Demolition. You can also use Larry and Lori. This is the setup I use. Order Fallback and Protocol Protect. And then another one you can use is Barry. Barry's always a great option. Good support option. Hard to play if you don't have a coordinated team, but this is a kind of setup I use. Friendship is great, or Floor is fine. And lastly, who I'm going to be playing a game with and talk about is going to be Barley. Alrighty guys, and we are in the match. So yes, Barley, Barry, Larry and Lori, or Dynamite are the best 4 throwers in the game in my opinion. but they're all different in their own way. Barry can heal, Barley has a hypercharge, and Larry and Lori has a drone for itself, and then Dynamite has nothing really but a bomb. But the one thing that these brawlers do have in common is that they are a thrower. I think Barry, like I said, is hard to be good with when you're not coordinated or had a coordinated team. So for that, I think it's really difficult, but I think Barley's the best one on this list. I think Barley or Dynamite are the best two on this list. Really good bans, honestly, in my opinion. I usually ban Dynamite a lot of the time just because really annoying to deal with, in my total honest opinion. And Barley, just out of nowhere, if you max Barley out, he comes out crazy good. His hypercharge is really good. You can keep your opponents healed up, kind of like Barry does, but in a lesser amount. Hopefully our Grom can kind of, yeah, our Grom, clutch. And then kind of in a different way than Barley or Barry does, but Barley can heal opponents just like this, or heal our teammates just like this. And the super is very long range. Same with Larry and Lori. I didn't think Larry and Lori had that long of a range. And in the heist map, you're able to sit in the center like this and throw over and be able to hit the safe at that point. You'll probably see me do it on stream at some point. I know that's a big thing that I was doing for a while. So I think those are the reasons why I would go with this. Dynamite could do the same thing as Larry and Lori can for that heist map. I just think it has to be with this big bomb. But let's move on to the final one. Alrighty guys, so the final one here, I'm gonna have two different brawlers, same type though. We're gonna have Surge, and you might have guessed it, we're gonna have Clancy. Yes. Let me get into a match and we'll talk about it. Alrighty guys, so the reason I put these two in the same category is because they're both really good in their own ways. They both ramp up, obviously, but at different speeds. I think Clancy's one of the better ones, in my opinion, but against better players, it's going to be rough getting Clancy up. And my teammates are just not playing, so this is going to be a rough one. But just to preface and say that it is hard to rank up and ramp up as Clancy if you're playing against good players, especially if you're using this token. I don't think it's going to matter. As you can see right here, I'm using the token, and I'm silver right now, but it took me kind of a while. The advantages of Surge is being able to jump over certain supers that you wouldn't be able to as anybody else, such as Frank's hypercharge slam. You're able to jump over that and keep shooting him. And if Edgar jumps on you, you can just use your super, pound the ground, and then Edgar's no issue anymore. So for that, I think those are some good uses as Surge. And Surge is really good and really speedy when he gets up, but that's the only thing. He has to ramp up, and that's the hardest thing about playing these brawlers, is ramping them up to begin with, especially against good players. But I would say Surge is a little bit easier, even though you get this gadget with Clancy. I still think the other way is a little bit better, in my opinion. So let's see as Buster comes towards me. But once you get to gold as Clancy, it's really hard to stop somebody now. As you can see here, it's really hard to stop. Now, I'm going to try not to let this guy get there as Clancy, but it's really hard, as you can see with my teammates being super bad. It's just really not worth it. But I'm going to try to push to Mythic on stream today. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead, please do. Why are we not grabbing the ball all the way back here? And as you can see, Clancy is super speedy as well, being all the way up in gold right now. But let's see if we can make something happen here. Nice. Nice, okay. Let me know in the comments, what rank are you guys as of right now? I'll be legendary by the end of the season for sure. I saw that they took out the ranked boost to Masters, so that's kind of annoying. But as you see, we win these. Nice, nice, nice. Alright guys, that has been the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down in the comments if I missed anybody or that you thought should have been on the list. But other than that, I thank you guys. and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.